Hey friends, on today's video I'm going to show you my absolute favorite upgrade I've ever made to this Toyota Tacoma. That's a 2010 Toyota Tacoma, so it's a few generations old now, but having one of these newer head units, the touchscreen, the large, huge screen real estate that I can now view apps through and have Apple CarPlay, it has made all the difference in the world. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at this Dasaita head unit. It's made for these type of Tacomas. It's got the Vivid interface, and it's got all sorts of really cool features. So let's jump into it. So let's start this video by just looking at the massive screen real estate you get by upgrading to one of these screens. You can see that it integrates really seamlessly with the old area where our previous stock head unit used to exist. And all this has done is basically take all of that unused screen real estate and made it so that you have this massive touch panel, again, with all sorts of the really good features that you'd expect in a newer model Tacoma. And having this internally has given me a modern experience that I was missing by driving one of these older generation Toyotas. I absolutely love it. It's a great truck, but having this internal piece has given me a new experience and one that has massively upgraded my overall experience for this Tacoma. Now, the installation process is actually really easy. I've made another video if you'd like to check that out. We'll put some links in the description box below. As you can see, this is the stock hazard and clock area that just seamlessly integrates with this newer model. And then again, it just fits perfectly where it's supposed to. And now we have these really nice touch controls that we can use down here to navigate. There's all sorts of options there, as well as the volume knobs that turn really well, and the tuning knob over here for the radio that all works really, really great. But then we have all the touch panel options as well. Now, I set this up with my iPhone using Apple CarPlay. That process was fairly easy with Bluetooth. And then as you can see, I can click this. We can go into all sorts of different Apple CarPlay modes here with all of my applications that integrate with Apple CarPlay. And so you have all the things that you'd come to expect, like podcasts that we can listen to. We also have the maps option, which makes navigating so beautifully. I don't have to continue to look down at my phone when I'm navigating. We have messages, news, and again, most of the things that you're able to get through Apple CarPlay that don't distract you from the driving experience. Now, besides Apple CarPlay, there's all sorts of really cool features with this that actually allow you to do a lot more than Apple normally lets you with the CarPlay functionality. So if I come down here, I can actually come into this apps option, and it shows you all the different Android-based applications that we're able to use as well. So as you can see, there's all sorts of different Android-based applications that we can use, and I can just navigate through a ton of these little things here. Now remember, this actually acts like a tablet, and that you have to establish some sort of connection in order for these to work correctly. But it's really neat that those options are available right here in the vehicle. Okay, I want to show you this other feature that's super cool. And this is going to be really used for outdoor enthusiasts, off-roaders. And this is this gyro function. And basically, this is an internal thing that's built into the unit. And it'll tell you your different degrees and slope based off of where your vehicle is. So right now I'm parked in my driveway. I have a very, very slight angle. As you can see, it's showing just 1 degree up at that angle. You can see as I'm driving along here, I just took a turn, which turned the vehicle slightly. Now I'm going uphill, and again, it's just auto adjusting as I'm moving up these higher slopes. Now, going back to Apple CarPlay, these are the two things that I absolutely use the most. One is Spotify. As you can see, this brings up a beautiful interface for us to utilize. If I click on one of my favorite albums that are up here, I can either touch and scroll through, or you can use these little touch panels over here to move through the music that you'd like to listen to, select the track, and roll, or a shuffle option. And it just makes, again, listening to music and selecting the right music really, really nice with this large screen. The second thing that I obviously use a ton is Google Maps and my navigation. Having this absolutely huge navigation screen to look over as you're driving, as well as listen to instructions through, is just brilliant. Again, this is a modern thing that's been around in cars for a long time, but having it now in this older Toyota is an absolutely huge upgrade. Even the radio feature I really like. You can see it gives you this really nice huge screen with touch options for all of your favorite channels to listen to. Again, even up here, you can see as you move the tuning dial, it goes through the bandwidth and allows you to dial in the appropriate station that you like. Now, obviously, all this is super highly customizable. You can actually click the settings button here. And then as you can see, we can scroll through and do all sorts of things, including change the display, the wallpaper, security, location services, passwords and accounts, Google's, all sorts of different options here that allow you to really dial this in and make it feel like something that's very personalized. Now, there are a couple of minor things to note. There are a few of these little applications, especially with data, that aren't connected to my specific Toyota. Again, it ranges from the different models and the availability of these things, but stuff like speed right here is not available because that's not integrated. I actually don't have a backup camera to integrate to this so I can see it when I'm in reverse, or a front camera. And so little features like that really make this thing shine will work on some models, but also know that depending on your specific truck, you may not have availability for these different things. Again, don't expect to have a backup camera all of a sudden inside of the device if you don't even have a camera on your truck. It's things like that just keep in mind when you purchase something like this. Now, again, because of my model and because I don't have things integrated behind the dash, there's a few things that don't show up in this application. I actually don't have the altitude, latitude, or longitude. That'd be great if they could get that from my phone, but again, it's looking for it using the car's internal system. I also don't have the direction here, north, south, east, or west. Again, that's not integrated properly behind the system on this specific model of Tacoma. A couple of the interesting things to mention. One, this uses a lamination technology that supposedly repels dust. Again, I haven't used this for long enough to see dust collection, especially because we try to keep the truck fairly clean. But it's really nice to know that there is some sort of a lamination on this screen that will prevent a lot of dust buildup. It's also got an interesting next generation chipset in here, an amplifier that actually makes your car sound better. And I can actually identify that. My wife got in the truck the other day and immediately she said, man, things just actually sound better in here. So again, it appears to be using some sort of technology to amplify your stock system and actually make it sound a little bit better. So there you go, friends. That is my absolute favorite upgrade I've ever made to my Toyota Tacoma. Really love having one of these larger head units, and this specific one by Dasaita has worked really well for me so far. If you're interested in grabbing it for yourself, you can get it right here on Amazon. If you're interested in grabbing it for yourself, we'll put some links in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe because we got a ton more of these Toyota Tacoma videos coming out really soon to help with your DIY projects, as well as show you products that you can purchase on places like Amazon and make your shopping experience just a little bit easier. We'll see you again on the next one.